SMCI is in a massive spot, guys. You have seen stock price exit its year-long consolidation, get the breakout with this official breakout candle, and since then, guys, we get really, really tight, building energy for that next movement up. It does appear we can get that upside very, very soon, guys. That being said, my name is Dylan from Dylan's Trades. We're going to get straight to this technical analysis breakdown, first stemming over on the weekly analysis. We're looking at the weekly analysis on SMCI stock price. We're looking very, very good here, guys. We have been following on the channel for about the last few months or so. Stock price has been in a three-phase stage, linking all the way back from around mid-2023. Stock price has a nice move up, surging into this tight consolidation. Once we break over the top, the volume gets abnormal, guys. We get a huge breakout in volume, surging stock price up about 400, 300%, right? Then we enter another consolidation phase. This one being a little bit different, not quite getting to the apex within this structure. Right, we break down a little bit prematurely, setting 2 wicks simultaneously, double bottoming, and then knifing below these 2 wicks and this ascending trend line. We broke a lot of areas of value here, guys. This did lead to a drop of that $81 level as low as 18. Since then, guys, we have been monitoring this current consolidation, right? Getting very, very tight within these highs and this ascending trend line. A little bit of an ascending trend line in nature, guys, but more or less we, are just looking at a range. To keep it really, really simple, right? Stock price is coming from the floor to the ceiling. And we've seen something very abnormal in SMCI stock price. Notice how we're holding at the top of this trend line. Very, very bullish, inching up, setting higher lows, really getting that energy, guys. And that's very, very notable. Look at this chart. So we have seen something like this, guys. And what's very interesting as of now, guys, is that stock price is really, really getting tight towards the top of this channel. When you have price action movement really building huge energy like this, it really sets you up for that next big move, guys. In the past, we did get a similar effect on this level, but it still was within this breakout phase, right? We had this sharp liquidity movement down. We were still in this bearish breakdown. It ultimately did lead to a big news drop. If we flip over the daily analysis, right, we were getting quite tight, potentially getting that breakout over $50, end up gapping down, drastically change things. But now we have a more bullish structure, slowly inching up higher and higher. Hence the structure over here. That is what we're looking at, guys. It's always nice to see a stock take its time at the top of the range. As you know, this is like a magnet. Stock price gets to the top, and then the magnet comes right back down to the floor, guys, right? We come to the floor, magnet right up to the top. But we have been sitting at the top of this range, guys, for 1 week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're not going to spend all the time dissecting each and every analysis within this weekly analysis, as we have been talking about this for a while, guys. But we're seeing a lot of bullish confluence getting over the top. And once we get that strong close, guys, over that $50 psychological level, which we do have marked up, which we have topped out around, I am predicting a very quick movement to the next level, being 56, the next clear level, and ultimately pushing $60, guys. The setup is really, really nice because we're looking at a very big grand scheme of things, guys, right? This current movement, it does appear it's really getting ready to go here with a lot of upside. And even if we get a 50% movement within this structure, see around, 150% trend line, and we take that, guys, right, we're targeting these upper levels, guys, being $90, $80, right? I think it's a little bit more conservative, saying around the $80 market point, but there's a lot of upper price action levels we can target. This will take time, of course, as you know, this is a very big structure. We have been building this dating back almost over a year now. So with that being said, on the weekly analysis, we're very bullishly setting these higher lows, confluencing to the top with a baby confluence, right, on the smaller analysis being this very tight consolidation. Right, so a lot of nice signs in the weekly, guys. We really do feel we're due for a breakout. On the daily candlesticks, guys, we get a lot of nice images from SMCI. We've been very prone to breaking these area values and giving a lot of predictable price action movement, guys. We mark up our trend lines. You see over here, stock price really squeezes up, getting incredibly tight where it has to make a move. Are we going to break above, right, fill this gap, or are we going to break this ascending support? We do break down with a meaningful body bar, and we knife down, guys, about 50%. Once again, we drag out in this same kind of ascending triangle formation, ultimately breaking this area value being this ascending trend line. We did gap down from news, and we didn't immediately reverse, trying to, relief bounce to some essence. We ended up dropping from that, $35 level, going as low as 17. So when we break these key areas, guys, we're looking at huge movements. Stock price cuts in half. We're looking at 100% movements. Once again, guys, we break out over here. It's clear area value being this descending trend line, $31 to $66. So now we have seen a couple break of value, guys. First and foremost being this descending channel, just a really nice structure, right? And over the top, we got the strong body bar really signifying the breakout, guys. Looks really, really phenomenal. And then we entered another area value stage, really just getting tight within these constraints, guys, getting very, very tight, 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 tight. And then we broke over the top. So there's a lot you got to love, man. Just as far as a macro perspective, zooming out, getting the grand scheme of things, SMCI is very prone to technical analysis. Now that is to the side, guys, analyzing the current market structure, we do see we're in a mini range, right? From these lows, guys, you can make that a little bit more pretty, right? Roughly around these, $46 levels from these floor to the ceiling. So currently we are pushing over to the top, but with our macro perspective, guys, we really do feel we're bullish on a lot of different aspects here. So we do lean on the side, especially considering we just broke this area value with a big wide bar. And this one over here. And we're kind of seeing a delayed reaction, right? We're just building a lot of energy breakout. And now we're building energy once again, really. That's the best way you could put it, right? Stock price moves up, come down, we set a stair step. We come up, we come down, we set a stair step. And it does appear we can go higher here, guys. Do have a really good feeling about it, right? We do have to break over this $50 level. We did previously mention 48 bucks is the line in the sand, guys. The breakout level. We did get a strong close over it, but we did have $50, that psychological level marked up, and we have topped out around that, guys. So, although we do have to break over that 49.50 range for the break of this range, we more want to rely on that $50 psychological level, as this is the number one, psychological level we've been at, guys, since really that $20 level, which stock price did respect somewhere down here. Way down here, guys. If you scroll way far, right? When we come to that psychological $20 level, notice how that was a level of support, 20 bucks right here, guys, right? We had these wicks. We knifed below it, immediately, knifed above it, was acting as a support, then resistance, and a huge rally up. So we have expected stock price to break out, right, a little bit earlier. We're not going to lie, guys, right? We expected really the breakout a couple days ago, 3-4 days ago, with this bullish engulfing wide bar, but it has taken more time within this range, which we did not expect, guys, but really is not a bad thing for the buyers. We're holding right within this breakout level after breaking this area of value 2 times, right? So there's a lot going on with SMCI, guys. I don't think this is the most simple technical analysis, but when we look at every single analysis perspective, we're really just getting bullish sign, bullish sign, bullish sign. So there's a lot of energy being built on every single analysis perspective. And with a strong break over $50, guys, I think this is a phenomenal trade, right? If we get some strong liquidity exiting above, not a little tiny wick where we get over it for 20 minutes and then flush on a false breakdown, but a strong movement over 50 bucks, we are breaking over this daily range, right? And now we're really confirming from the weekly perspective over the top of this range. So there's a lot to be liked on SMCI, guys. I think this is a great stock to buy and hold. Really do believe so. With that being said, let's go over to the hourly candlesticks. So on the hourly, definitely have a little bit of a bull flag, right? A sharp movement up, led with these descending trend lines, right? And these two over here. So within this context, right, once again, technically the breakout level is 49.50, but over the years, guys, we still have that psychological $50 level, which we have topped around over here a couple times with some nasty touch points. One big wick perfect on 50 bucks. We had a sharp movement up. We left one body there, one body, and then one wick came down. Came roughly that level of drop. So I would be careful. I wouldn't just rush in as soon as this thing breaks, this descending trend line. I would wait for the $50 break personally. With that being said, is there a chance stock price does reject at the top of this range, comes down, bounces? There's always a chance, guys, but I do think really that it's a ticking time bomb, right? I think it's the best analogy for this. And we have zero bias on the channel, guys. I don't own any SMCI stock. I don't think it's a bad position. Personally, I trade my own technical strategy and I don't deviate from that. But I think this is a great stock to buy and hold here, guys. And I think we will see the breakout soon. We have been covering SMCI, predicting the floor around that $39 level, and we do feel there's just a lot more momentum to come. So we are predicting a $50 break, guys. We will have to see the market kind of pump up here, right? If we gap down on SMCI here, we could, being right at the top of this rough range, right, come down a little bit, but I don't think it's a bad thing, guys. I think it's very unlikely that we break down ultimately from this range. Anything can happen, guys, but it's a very low probability. I don't think that'll happen. Even if it does happen, we have this major breakout level down here where we likely bounce. So I think it's a good spot for the buyer here. I think this is a buy or a holding opportunity, right? This is not financial advice. Take what I say with a grain of salt, but that is what I'm seeing, guys, as of now. If we jump over to IWM, which will have an effect on SMCI, looking at this live, guys. So we did call the break and the retest down at these levels. a couple weeks ago. Nice upside since then, guys. Really, as of now, it looks pretty choppy. It's a little bit unpredictable, just to be honest with you guys. You are attempting to set a higher low here, but I don't think this area you want to go short, right? We're very bullish from a macro perspective here. So I think this spot where it just kind of drags its feet a little bit, being more or less neutral, probably flagging out, right? Probably won't be as textbook as that, but I think we're just going to chop around, perhaps keep moving the trend up. But I don't think stock just 180s here and eliminates this trend. I think this is a newfound bull trend, guys. So even if there is a micro pullback, I think it's more or less just for the next move up. And I think we're likely to see some pretty choppy price action, guys. So with that being said, that is the SMCI analysis. Let's go wrap this image up. We're seeing stock price range in a very tight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-day range after breaking multiple areas of value with strong body bars, approaching the top of the range on the weekly, just really getting ready for that next movement, guys, right? Stock price looks very, very prime within this situation, and I think SMCI is a great buying or holding opportunity. With that being said, guys, my name is Dylan. Once again, if you found any value within the video, consider subscribing for more of these SMCI stock price updates. We do this about 2 times a week. That being said, guys, I hope you guys had a good day, man. Take care, trade smart, and peace.